Hello and welcome to another booktube video from me, Lauren, from Lauren and the Books. I hope you're all very well. Today I've got a backache. I don't know what's happened. Woke up this morning, felt fine, did a few little jobs, nothing strenuous, emptied the dishwasher, put a load of washing on, etc, etc. And I've twinged something, hi, really close, twinged something in the bottom, like literally at the bottom of my back and the top of my bum. Something's twinged and I've been really struggling. I've just taken some painkillers, but wherever I sit or stand, it doesn't seem to make it any better. So I thought I would just crack on with the day. So today I'm going to be filming a video. It's sort of like a bit of an update on my book trolley. I got a book trolley from IKEA earlier. Was it this year or was it end of last year? I've got a feeling it might have been this year. I will link the video down below where I made it and answered some questions and things like that. And a few people have been asking me how I use this book trolley. And I thought I would incorporate this video as a sort of like explanation on how I use my book trolley. And I've also got a book shelf in my bedroom which I also use for sort of book organisation, so I thought it would be a great opportunity to show you guys with a bad back what I use my book trolley for. So I'm looking here because that's where I keep it. I keep it next to my bookshelves there, so that's where it is. And let's head on over there and I'll show you, oh, where have I gone? Let's head on over there and I'll show you what I use it for. So, slightly different angle to normal. I've moved it out from where it normally is because I couldn't get in there to film. And I'm just sat leaning up against the footstool of Nanny's chair. And here is the book trolley. It's three shelves, if I just show you there. And it's on casters so I can wheel it about. And yeah, I've got a couple of these. So this is from IKEA. I think it was £50, or I think I might have got it slightly cheaper at like £39 or something, but I've been told reliably that you can buy second-hand ones of these quite all over the place, and also Hobbycraft do a version of this as well. These has got two little hooks that I also bought from IKEA, just to hook some mugs onto there. They're my bookish mugs. This one says bookworm and this one has just got lots of library books on it. And then in my top shelf, this is where I keep my currently reading, my TBR for the month. So not my currently reading, but my TBR for the month. And in one pile I've got books that I plan to read this month. So this month I've got The Glass Blowers, Gone, A Spell of Winter, which I'm actually going to take out because that's due back at the library and I can't renew it anymore, The 13th Tale, and The Confession. And then in a separate pile in there, I've got these two books that I'm actually going to be listening to on audio this on this month. So I'm currently listening to the audio of this anyway, The Night Watch. This is the Patreon book club book that we're reading at the moment. And then I'm going to be listening to the audio of Wuthering Heights as well. So I just keep those in a separate pile. I don't always have the books that I'm listening to on audio, but because they're for book clubs and things like that, I've just found it helpful just to remind myself that that's what's there. And then this middle shelf, it's not very full at the moment, because this is where I keep my haul books. So these are the books that I need to haul. I've just recently done a September haul. I did a haul quite early at the beginning of September because I had a few books left over. I sort of let it get to, well, probably about 10 books, and then I'd like to haul the books. I will show you what books are in here, but they will feature a bit more in a haul video towards the end of the month. So this arrived yesterday, and this is Postscript by Cecilia Ahern. This is the sequel to P.S. I Love You, written by Cecilia Ahern. It's really lovely proof, like really, really gorgeous, all this gold foiling and then sprayed edges at the end, and then there's a little letter in there, and a little bookmark and stuff. So yeah, we'll be getting around to reading that at some point. I've also got Prom by Sandra Mitchell. This has been made into a series, I think in Netflix. Yeah, early in 2020 there'll be a series which will have appearances from Meryl Streep, James Corden and Nicole Kidman, and they have sent me a copy of that. And then also this book I've got, A History of the World with the Women Put Back In. This is by Kerstin Lucker and Uta Danshell, and this is done by the History Press. This is gorgeous, and also they sent me some cards which have women of the world. So Harriet Tubman, who was from 19th century America, the runaway slave who wanted to stop people suffering like she had. Harriet Tubman escaped to Canada via the Underground Railroad and then almost immediately turned around and began to work on it herself, becoming one of the most famous anti-abolitionists. So yeah, so those are the three books that are waiting to be hauled. Little sneak preview for you there, and that's where I haul videos. Also, that's where I put my haul books. Also in here, I've got some banana sweets from the Sex Power Money book book by Sarah Pascoe. I've also got some good chocolates in here, because sometimes when you get sent books from publishers and stuff, they send you like little chocolates and little things that go with it, like key rings or bookmarks and things like that. So I've got some chocolates here and some foam bananas there, so they stay there when I need to have a little eat of something. And then the bottom shelf here, which I'll just sort of show you here, and then I'll put this back up. So this is where I put my notebooks and my TBR for the next month. So I've got a few notebooks in here. This isn't my, normally I've got a few more notebooks in here actually. Normally I have my plan, or my Crafty Fox planner, which is where I plan my videos, and I've also got a notebook that I write a lot of my plans in and things like that. This is my notebook that Molly, my goddaughter, bought me for Christmas with a matching pen. And this is my notebook that I use for my Patreon book club. So I write, this is where I do all my prep for my Patreon book club, write questions, and then as I'm going through them during Patreon book club, I cross them off. So I always like to refer back to that. And then this is my Girl Power notebook. I believe David got me this. And this is being used for notes for our podcast. So I need to make some notes on that, because we have got a podcast to record this Saturday, coming up on Saturday. And then the other side of this, I just have the books that I plan on reading the next month. So next month is October, so I know that I'm going to be reading a few creepy books and things like that. So if I haul things and then think, oh, I'd quite like to read that quickly, I put that in the pile down here. In this pile so far, there's 3 books. The first one is Practical Magic by Alice Hoffman. This is a book that's just won the Patreon book club pick for October. Haven't read this before, but really, really excited about this. Witchy and friendship and all sorts of loveliness. Running up against it was Frankenstein by Jeanette Winterson, which I will also read in October. This is a retelling of Frankenstein, written by Jeanette Winterson. And then I've also got Tipping the Velvet by Sarah Waters, which is a book that I've been wanting to reread this year, and it's very sort of like cosy and autumnal, so I've put that there. Now I do sort of stick to my TBR. Occasionally if I get something new in, or if I pick something up from the library and I know it hasn't got that long, then I do read that. But that's how this works. If I just take you now to the shelves in my bedroom, I can show you how I sort of organise some incoming books on there as well. Come on! I've taken you off the stand because I couldn't get you in. So these are the bookshelves that are just next to my bed. And at the moment they're looking quite bare. So just got a few little knickknacks at the top there. That's my 10 paddle that I made for Strictly Come Dancing. So this top shelf is where I keep books that are upcoming, that haven't been released yet. I don't put these directly onto my shelf. So these are books, so far as you can see, that are out in January 2020. So I've got American Dirt, The Other Bennett Sister, very much looking forward to reading this, and Your House Will Pay. So normally, like, this sort of fluctuates. Sometimes it's really full, sometimes it goes onto 2 shelves, sometimes it's just this, and at the moment it just seems to be 3 books. And then I also keep my library books in here, so I can keep an eye on them as if they're not on my TBR. And I also sort of think, oh, I wouldn't mind quite reading that. So recently I've been to the library and I got Until We Win by Linda Newbury, Oh My Gods by Alexandra Shepherd. Jean kept talking about this and I really wanted to read it. Toffee by Sarah Crossan. Really enjoyed One by Sarah Crossan, and I like the writing style of that. This is Nadia Hussain's book, The Secret Life of the Amir Sisters. And then I've also got Feminism, a graphic guide by Katia Janaitanati, Judy Groves and Jem Mitten. So that's what I've got out from the library at the moment, and they're just kept there so that I know where they are, so that if any of them are overdue or need to go back, then I know where they are. Then on my next shelf, this will be filling up over the next month, because this is where I'm putting my Christmas books. That's my Tootsies. And at the moment I've only got 2 books on there, and that's Almost Midnight by Rainbow Rowell. This is 2 festive stories. I really like this. It's gorgeous, little sparkly naked hardback. And I've also got Rover Saves Christmas by Roddy Doyle, which I bought secondhand online. I couldn't find a new copy of this anywhere, and it wasn't in my library either. And this I bought at Knock Airport when I was travelling. So that's where I will keep my Christmas books upcoming. And then that bottom shelf is just for sort of like, sometimes I have like crafts and stuff on there, but yeah, that's how so it looks quite sad at the moment, but this will be full soon, with new books that are coming in for next year, and me getting more and more Christmas books. So yeah, they're my bedside shelves. So that's how I organise my shelves, that's how I organise my reading trolley and what I'm planning on reading next. Actually, that little bit of movement has made my back feel a little bit better already, so I think the key might be to keep moving. So maybe I'll go for a little walk to the shop or something. But yes, thank you so much for watching this video about how I organise my shelves and everything. Would be really, really interested, always super interested, in how people organise shelves and what you're planning on reading next, and how you can handle your hauls or your TBRs. Very, very interested. And I will see see you all again soon for another booktube video. Goodbye!